check fuel concerns that human rights are being violated. President Nayib Bukele and the National Police touting the efforts on social media all week using the hashtag #WarAgainstGangs. On Wednesday, citing over 2,000 arrests made in just 4 days in response to one of the bloodiest weekends in the country in 30 years. The National Civil Police reporting 62 homicides on Saturday alone. The president sharing these videos appearing to show prison guards roughly forcing inmates to move with clubs, tweeting also that those arrested would not be freed and announcing meals for incarcerated gang members would be cut to one a day. This as police round up others on the street after a state of emergency was imposed on Sunday that suspends constitutional rights like freedom of assembly and the right to an attorney when detained.
So the strategy in El Salvador seems to be first they arrest, then they tweet about it, and then eventually in the future they might investigate these people. This is exactly the opposite of what has to be done under the rule of law and under basic principles in a democracy.
Many Salvadorans supporting the government's move.
Lo que el presidente está haciendo está correcto.
Todas las pandillas hay que darle duro también, así como ellos hacen con la población.
But Juan Papier, the America's senior researcher at Human Rights Watch, is concerned the arrests could extend beyond those involved in the recent violence.
We know of people who are not allowed to leave their neighborhoods because of checkpoints that the army has established. And we are also seeing in social media that the police in El Salvador is simply saying that they will arrest people based on their appearance.
In December, the U.S. Treasury Department said Bukele's administration provided financial incentives to Salvadoran gangs to, quote, ensure that incidents of gang violence and the number of confirmed homicides remained low. In a message to the international community this week, President Bukele tweeting that no countries have helped El Salvador in the war against gangs, adding, quote, do not come later and try to tell us what we should have done or not do.
I think Bukele is using this moment to gather more popularity. He knows that a key factor for his very high popularity rates in El Salvador is the decrease in violence, and it's also his talent for communications.
Is it working?
We don't know if it's working. We know that violence in the country has decreased in the last 2 days, but it's impossible to tell whether this is the result of the policies by the Bukele administration.
Earlier this week, Bukele said more than 70,000 gang...
Tonight, Russia's retreat. Forces pulling out of the capital city of Kyiv, but leaving death and destruction behind.